Welcome on to a very special episode of the Drop Pod. It's the E3 edition.
Oh yeah, 2016.
2016. So we're going to be giving our impressions of mostly, I think, just the press conferences in general. A lot happened this year. So let's not waste any more time. And I know you're very excited to get to it, Joe, but for the sake of to avoid some chaos here, we're going to go in chronological order of the press conferences as they happened. So let's start off with the one that decided to inject itself into early Sunday, EA. There's not much I have to say about EA. I don't know about you. I'm sure you were probably excited for Titanfall 2.
Yeah, Titanfall 2. Kind of leaked a little bit before. I mean, the thing with this year, there's like a lot of leaks beforehand. I don't know how much I was paying attention to that kind of stuff, but yeah, the trailer leaked like a couple of hours before. That was like the single player trailer. Seems like they've changed up quite a lot for that. So yeah, I'm excited for Titanfall. But other than that, in the EA conference, obviously Mass Effect.
Well, they only show like another teaser. Yeah. I'm like, man, I want to see what this game looks like in action. You know,
I kind of got that vibe from a lot of people. You know, people were like, "Damn, is this game in trouble? Like, you know, is it still coming out early 2017?" But maybe I'm a bit biased, man. I love Mass Effect. I feel like it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I'm so excited for the fourth one, and it was just nice to see a little bit more of it, you know, just hear him talking about it a little bit more. But yeah, I was excited for that. I think those two are the only games that really stick out for me in terms of EA. I'm not sure if you've got something you want to talk about.
Well, I wanted to really go back to Titanfall 2 for a second. So it's kind of cool that they're expanding it. You know, they're adding like a single player campaign to it. Really cool. The thing that I think, and I guess maybe we'll cover this later on, the problem I have with Titanfall 2 right now is it looks too much like other modern day shooters. Like Call of Duty is going the futuristic route. I would really love if EA would take a risk and be like, okay, we've got Battlefield already, which looks realistic as hell. I would love to see Titanfall in like a Borderlands style. I think would work for it. Like maybe like a comic booky kind of thing, where it's still got some realism to it, but it's got like some artistic uniqueness to it. You know, something that pulls it apart from the other modern day shooters now who've got like jetpacks and all these abilities.
What is sad about that though is like Titanfall was the game that really started that movement.
Totally,
their fluid kind of like speed-based movement system was really what kind of set it apart initially. That's why I liked it.
No, that's what I mean. So like, it's obvious that a lot of the shooters are going in this futuristic direction. It would be nice to see Titanfall try to pry itself away from what's going to become the next. I mean,
I would like to see that as well. Obviously, we don't really know, you know, how far apart, how different it is going to be from the first one. I've read some pretty extensive reports on like people who got to play it and things like that, and it sounds like they are changing up quite a few things. And I'm not sure.
I'm sure it plays. I'm sure it plays fine. It's just from a visual standpoint, I'm afraid, because the thing with EA, I feel like they're really dropping the ball on marketing. Like Mirror's Edge Catalyst came out, and I heard no buzz about it. So I'm a little scared for Titanfall. I think that Titanfall deserves more, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I love Respawn and I love Titanfall, but I am kind of like skeptical about the release kind of it, because it's kind of sandwiched between like Battlefield 1. I think Battlefield 1 comes out like a week after it, and then you've got Advanced Warfare, which comes out not long after that. So it's got some pretty heavy competition, and I'm kind of hoping that the more we see of it, the more it'll kind of like be interesting, and we can see like what sets it apart, hopefully.
I mean, and I don't know. The other thing, I guess, if you're excited about it, FIFA's getting a story mode.
No one cares about that. I did kind of see it had like conversation like paths you can take in this game now. I don't even know.
Yeah, apparently you play out this fictional character's life. I don't know. I guess if you're been looking for something new in FIFA, I guess you're excited. But anyway, I just have to say that, can we just stop having things happening on Sundays? Like E3 used to start on the Monday bright and early with Microsoft. Now we're getting to Sunday from Bethesda, and Bethesda last year, at least they made it worth your time. But this year, EA went on so early on Sunday, and they brought nothing new. Like they did the typical EA presser, and it was just it was very disappointing.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it live. I just watched the highlights of EA. I was working that day,
But anyway, moving on to the other Sunday press conference, as we just mentioned, Bethesda once again coming back with another year of content. They started off really strong with the return of Quake, which I'm very excited about, just because they did Doom's single player so well that I have confidence that they're going to bring back Quake in its true form. Hopefully. You know, the nostalgic, hopefully the nostalgic form that we all want. But I am concerned because they did sort of show that they might be modernizing it with abilities and sort of taking the Overwatch approach. Heroes? And I really hope that's not the case, because Quake is very much held in high regards because of the nostalgia factor. And I don't think messing with the formula too much is going to be a very good idea.
Yeah, it's just one of those games that had like a CG trailer, and we don't really know much about the gameplay, so we'll definitely keep our eyes on that one for the future. What else did they announce? They
finally announced something to do with Prey. We've been wondering where Prey 2 was for years, and now we saw I think it's a reboot.
Yeah, it's getting a reboot.
Like, Prey is getting a reboot, and it looks fantastic. Yeah. Like, the concept, I really like the concept of where it looks to be some kind of psychological, I don't even know. I don't think it's a horror game, but I think it's going to be like a psychological mind blow. Yeah, you know, like they're going to try and.
The trailer was definitely interesting, is what I was going to say. Like, that was probably like the standout for me at Bethesda conference, I'd say. Yeah. Because I can't remember. I mean, they did something on they did Dishonored 2, right?
Yeah.
But I can't really remember much else about the conference that really got me excited. I wasn't even really that excited for Dishonored 2. I actually played through the first one, but you know, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Dishonored?
Dishonored 2, I felt like the powers that they showed were a little overpowered.
Right.
But I'm sure there's going to be a mechanic that means that you can't use them all that frequently. Like, they're going to be like your superpowers, but you're mostly going to be using like the Shadow Step and all that other stuff that they have.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, this is not going to be a game I'm probably going to go out on day one. But there was something that I did find interesting in like follow-up interviews about the game, is that it actually had a mode in it where you don't have powers at all. It's called like Flesh and Steel or something, and you don't even have any powers. And like, this was just mentioned like offhand in like some random interview after the conference, and I thought, damn, that actually sounds interesting to me. Like, apparently it's going to be very difficult, because obviously the maps and like the whole world is kind of built around, you know, taking these powers into account and what you can do with them. So that's kind of interesting, but we'll see about that.
Sounds like my absolute nightmare, because I have not finished Dishonored 1 because I cannot bring myself to not do it perfectly, even with all my powers. Yeah. Right. So the fact that I can get like ghost rank or whatever the hell they call it off the bat if I do everything right, like, I've spent hours in sections just to get it right, and I've just been like, look, this is causing me too much stress. I need to stop, and I just never been back.
Enough,
so
I played through it once, and that was enough for me. But we'll see.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next day, bright and early. Good God, every single year this happens. I wake up like super early in the morning.
Perfect for me. This starts at like 5 in the evening for me.
So Microsoft came out, and I think the first thing they talked about was the brand new Xbox Slim,
Xbox One
whatever.
S. Come on,
XS.
dude.
Yes. Jesus Christ, these code names for everything, I just can't keep up. But yeah, so they started with the announcement of a new,
smaller.
It's just like the next version of the Xbox One, which is important to note, by the way. So, and then they went into games. They started with Gears 4, which looks pretty much like Gears of War. Let's not even waste time on that. Speaking of Gears of War, they went right into Killer Instinct after that, which I was pretty excited. I'm really happy that Microsoft is really putting time and effort into Killer Instinct.
It's cool to see them put time, like, show it on a big stage.
Yeah, they introduced a new character, General Ram, to the roster, which is really cool. And again, I really like that Killer Instinct is getting some support, because not a lot of fighting games are getting a lot of support these days. So it's good to see that happening. They talked about Forza, or they showed Forza actually, and it looks so beautiful.
It's really nice.
Racing games.
Probably one of the better looking games of the whole thing, of the whole week, I'd say.
Yeah. Then we kind of got a look at Recore, and I say kind of because, god damn it, whoever was directing Microsoft's press conference sucks.
Kept on panning out to the crowd and like.
Yeah, they keep panning out to the crowd, showing the crowd watching the screen. I'm like, I want to see what this looks like. I want to see what these characters are, but they keep pulling out.
Yeah.
But Recore.
Recore's an interesting one for me. I don't know. I'm waiting to see more of it. It kind of looked interesting, but at the same time, nothing that really blew me away from what I saw. Maybe there's more to it, and I'm just.
Well, I think what it's going to boil down to is you're going to have different play styles based on the creature or the robot that you're using. So I think that's what they were trying to get with the trailer is all these creatures are going to act differently.
One quick thing about Recore that I noticed in the gameplay of Recore was, man, this fucking game takes numbers flashing on the screen to like a whole new level, dude. Like that's all.
Well, it's a Japanese game. I think it's being designed by Keiji Inafune, who did Mega Man.
You know,
if I'm not mistaken.
I'm all for, like hit points and the numbers flashing up. You know, I'm kind of used to it now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's kind of like a trend. But this, I just saw it. So, and like in this game, the numbers are flashing up for the damage you're doing, but also the number flashes up if you like. I think it was like something to do with like XP, like how much XP you got from like taking down these enemies, and like that flashes up like 3 times the size of the numbers, man. That's all I could pay attention to. I was like, damn, man. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but for some reason,
dude, that's Japanese design.
Yeah, it's
actually a good transition
when we talk about more things.
Yeah, so like. Final Fantasy actually showed up after that. Final Fantasy 15. They showed off a Titan battle, which was cool. And speaking of flashing on screen, so I don't know what the hell was going on, but the designer or whoever that was was so bad at the demo. It's like the prompt kept flashing, like press the button to warp. Never did it. Kept getting hit, and it went on forever. And we're like, is this part of the demo, or is the guy just being really bad?
It did drag, man. It did.
Yeah, I am a fan of Final Fantasy. At least I've been waiting so long to play Final Fantasy 13 Versus, and now that it's 15, I just want to play it.
Well, that's the funny thing. I don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy. Never really have. But you know, ever since I've been seeing Final Fantasy 15, I've been thinking, man, this looks quite interesting. Microsoft conference gave me the opposite effect. I was actually interested in this game slightly, but now after seeing this, I'm not sure.
I'm of two minds of that. Is the game just really weird or bad, or is that bad design, or was the player bad? You know, so I'm still on the fence. I'm just like I'm hoping that the guy was just playing really, really bad.
I don't really, you know, obviously, I pay attention to reviews and things like that. You know, sometimes if I give a shit. Yeah, this is one of them games where I'm going to pay attention because Final Fantasy is a game I've never really been too, really invested too much time into, and this game's like I might actually play it. We'll see, but we'll see. I'm going to keep my eyes on that.
Well, you have to assume they know what they're doing, because this it looks like it plays very similar to Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts is pretty bang on with the combat.
It might just be free nerves, but whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of something that blew me away, finally happy because I've been following this game for God knows how long, and I've just been like, when is this coming out? We Happy Few. We saw a preview of We Happy Few, and it's everything I was hoping for in a preview.
Looks great,
and I'm not even gonna spoil it. Just go ahead and find it on the internet. Just watch the playthrough. It is pretty much what I want from these types of games coming out,
This game was, for me, the highlight of the Xbox conference. I thought that game was like the most interesting thing they showed to me.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed like the demo, and I thought it looked really good, man. I've been looking forward to it for a while, and it looks good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so definitely go ahead and check that one out for yourself, because I don't want to spoil any of it. It's just that good. So moving on, we got a nice little look at Tekken 7.
Oh, shit.
Surprise, surprise. We got to see Akuma in action. Cool. Apparently there's going to be some kind of story between Akuma and Heihachi.
Yeah, we kind of know a little bit, because obviously the game has been in arcades in Japan and things of that nature, but it was cool to see it finally in a console kind of situation,
Yeah, and it's really cool. Like, I've been hearing some rumblings from people who apparently have played it. They say that Akuma plays pretty much like he plays in Street Fighter, which is really, really cool to think about, because the translation of Street Fighter gameplay into a 3D space in Tekken, I'm really, really excited to see how that actually plays.
Definitely looking forward to Tekken 7. Definitely. I love Tekken, always have. It's probably always been one of my favorite fighting games. Excited for that one.
And the hype train for me kept rolling a little bit because then they showed off Dead Rising 4, and I did not look at the leaks, so this was an excitement for me to see Frank West is back.
Yeah.
He looks to be in the Willamette Mall, maybe? And it looks like it's back to the old school crazy weirdness, you know, without that serious overtone. It looks vibrant, it looks wacky, just the things that I love from Dead Rising, so it's pretty cool to see that they're sticking to that, and I hope that that is the case because realistic seriousness does not mesh well with Dead Rising.
Like, I'm just glad Frank West is Batman. Just nice, finally, you know.
I don't know, man. Frank West was a bit of an a-hole in the off the record.
Right.
You know, he became sort of a I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But I did like that he was taking selfies and texting and everything. So he might be the weird, quirky Frank West that we used to know. So yeah. Moving on, we saw a little bit of Sea of Thieves. They did a weird Let's Play style sort of presentation for it. They showed off, it seemed to be much more of the ship combat. That's cool, but I want to see what more they have to offer other than ship combat because it's just ship combat.
They did a good job of showing how fun it would be to play with friends. And, you know, this looks like a game I could see us playing it, you know, down the line. I think it looks pretty fun. It looks pretty cool. Obviously, I want to see more of the game, but yeah, I'm pretty looking forward to it. I'd say I'm kind of like interested.
I wasn't disappointed, so that's the best I can say.
I didn't think, oh my god, they fucked up this game, but yeah, it did look fun.
Yeah, but I will say something I was disappointed in was Scalebound, which was shown next. Now, this is the Platinum Games game, and I've been holding on to hope. But Hideki Kamiya comes out and he's like, this is the biggest boss battle we've ever made. I was like, oh yes, you know, this is the guys who made Bayonetta, Revengeance, you know, this is this is my jam. And then they show this, I'm like, what is this?
This is another example of it going too long, man. I was just watching it, I just hitting like nipples, and there's like 4 of them. Like it's 4-player
co-op, it's not even that. It's it's not even that though. It's like, this is Platinum Games, man. They do action combat. They are the ace in the hole, and this was not what I think of when I think of Platinum Games combat. You know, this is very generic, very just nothing, no style, no substance. Just get on your dragon and shoot the giant spider thing. That was pretty much it. And then button mash.
For me, this game was like a game that looks really good. You know, like when they showed it, I think it was like actually debuted last year.
Yeah, I think so.
And it looked great. Like, and it's a game that's kind of been on my radar for. Yeah, man, this looks pretty cool. I don't think this really did much for it in terms of getting people to think, yeah, man, this looks like fun, because it was just hard to tell what was going on. There was like 4 people just hitting a giant boss in like the flashy bits. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna, rule the game out based on this one little gameplay section, but I want to see.
Yeah, there's still time for them to change
it. I'm interested in the game, but this did nothing for me this year.
Yeah. So they also showed a nice cinematic trailer for Halo Wars. I'm probably never going to play that game, but I have to just give props to that trailer because it was masterfully done.
It was really good.
Beautiful work.
It's just a game I'm not interested in. But yeah, I did like that trailer. It was really, really well done.
And then Microsoft finished up with not the debut, but sort of the tease. The announcement, the confirmation, if you will, of Project Scorpio, the 4.5 equivalent
the 6
of the Xbox
system.
One. The 6 teraflops, the highest quality of pixels, Joe. We're getting the highest quality of pixels here.
It was a nice video. It just, it's
but they didn't give specs.
Though. It's like end of 2017. It was a bit weird to end on that for me.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I wanted to mention this, and I wanted to make sure that we mentioned the Xbox One remake, whatever, at the start, because God, you got to give Microsoft some balls. Because first off, they started by saying, "Here's a new version of the console that you can buy now." But in like a year, you can get a console that makes this new one completely irrelevant.
I kind of felt like the messaging was slightly confused. Like, even in like follow-up interviews about the systems and stuff, like, developers might be able to make games just for the Scorpio. Maybe they won't be able to. Apparently the Xbox One S has no technical advantages over the original Xbox at all. I don't even know. Like, I don't own an Xbox One. But at this point, if I was to go and buy one, I think I'll just wait until the Scorpio comes out now rather than going out and getting the S. I mean, I don't know how other people feel who own Xbox Ones or anything, but for me, it was a bit weird to end on that. I don't know.
I think my thought process here is, well, Project Scorpio was kind of leaked already.
Yeah.
So I think what they wanted to do was sort of just confirm it, but they had no real other place to put it, so they put it at the end to sort of be like the hype machine. And hopefully, maybe you forgot that they announced a new console,
which comes out in August, by the way.
Yeah, it was just really weird. The other thing I did want to mention, and I don't want to sound like I'm harping on Microsoft too much, because I do think they had a solid conference.
Right.
My other problem I had with it was they went so hard with the fact that these are exclusives. They're like exclusive to Xbox One and Windows 10. And I'm
system,
like,
right, which lets you play anywhere.
Well, which is really cool. Don't get me wrong. It's really cool that Microsoft is finally embracing the PC market.
Especially
the problem I have, the qualifier I have there is you need Windows 10. So it's basically the equivalent of EA saying, look, this is exclusive to PC as long as you have Origin. You know, it's like there's such a qualifier there that sort of makes me happy, but at the same time a little annoyed, because I've worked with Windows 10. I'm just not a fan of it, you know. Just maybe I haven't used it long enough, maybe I need to use it longer. I'm just not a fan of the way that the system works. So the fact that I would need to get a separate PC or dual boot Windows 10 to play some games on it, it's a bit of a disappointment. But for anyone not in my weird sort of,
maybe used Windows 10 and is used to Windows 10, it's really cool. I mean, it's just cool, you know. We could technically play Gears now, you know what I mean? We could play Gears of War 4 and we could play all these games. And that's awesome, dude. Like, without actually owning an Xbox One. That's really cool. But it kind of does, make the Xbox One exclusive moniker a little bit weird, because they're no longer exclusive. If you've got a PC, you can technically play them.
So it's a great step forward, but it's too bad that it comes with an asterisk. You're never gonna see these games on Steam, which is kind of a disappointment. But whatever.
It's kind of.
I just want everything unified, man. Just one uniform platform where I can just be like, oh, here's all my games, man. Click that one, I can play.
That would be the dream.
All right.
But next up.
So we've been on Microsoft long enough. Let's quickly go over the PC gaming show, because there are some interesting things shown off there. So first off, Oxygen not included. Up my alley, because I love Don't Starve. I love Clay's games. Interested. It kind of looks like a Fallout Shelter sort of thing, which, by the way, Fallout Shelter is coming to PC. Forgot to mention that in the Bethesda area. Kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
Giant Cop looks like a fun VR game. I love the aesthetic. I love the comedy aspects. I don't have a VR headset, but it's cool anyway. The Surge, from the creators of Lords of the Fallen, comes a futuristic Dark Souls style game.
Oh yeah,
could be pretty cool. Speaking of VR stuff, Serious Sam VR from Pro Team. Pretty cool to see.
And they're still working on Serious Sam 4 apparently, so this is just like a little bit of a side project, but yeah.
We also saw the mention of Killing Floor VR, Super Hot VR. They look pretty cool. And the thing that I took away the most from the PC gaming show, Observer. Did you see Observer? Is from the creators of Layers of Fear.
Right.
But it's like a futuristic style, but you go into the minds of people. The story, whatever they're going for, kind of sounds like the movie The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. Sounds pretty cool. Going to the mind of like a serial killer or something would be pretty cool to see all the weird things that probably go off in there. But I was watching the Twitch stream, so they cut off pretty much after that for the Ubisoft conference. So I don't know what else. Apparently they showed off some Deus Ex, probably some other stuff, but I didn't see any of that.
Tuned into the Ubisoft conference as well, but I did see the Turing Test, which is a game from the guys who made Numa, Breath of Life. They've got a new game coming out called the Turing Test, which looks like a more straight up style puzzle game, like a sci-fi style puzzle game, right up my street, if you know what kind of games I like.
Hell yeah.
So I've got my eyes on that one. That looks kind of interesting. So, but yeah, that's all I've got to say about the PC conference.
Yeah, so let's move on to the Ubisoft who butted themselves in. So they started off with Just Dance, which is really weird. But you know what? I don't know. It was Queen. It was It was actually kind of a nice way to start it. You know, first you get the Just Dance weird awkwardness out of the way, and you sort of get people excited with Queen.
Yeah,
so I couldn't be too mad.
Yeah, I never dislike Ubi's conferences. I like Aisha Tyler, so it's like
yeah, but it's always awkward when they bring out like Usher.
Yeah,
you're like
that kind of shit.
Okay.
But so what games did they show and like what?
So probably one of the highlights, South Park.
Right.
I loved pretty much the entire presentation for that. The starting with the trailer, which was like making fun of the fact that pretty much every Ubisoft trailer looks the same.
Yeah. Yes. I forgot about that. I was like, man, what is this game? Like, you know. Yeah. That was cool.
And then they talked about the game itself, showed it off a bit. The writing is funny as always, very South Parky.
Yeah.
I just can't get over the fact it looks so much like the show. Looks like you're playing the show,
really
which is great.
Like playing the cartoon.
They showed more For Honor,
right?
The campaign this time with that beautiful trailer as well. And dude, I just love this guy with the cane, man.
So good,
the creative director.
Yeah,
he's so good at presenting this game. I'm just like, I wish he presented every game.
Man, if this guy came out like at the start of every Ubisoft trailer. Yeah, but yeah, that looks okay.
The campaign is looking pretty cool. I get it like a Onimusha / Dynasty Warriors kind of vibe, where you're like you're hacking through minions, and then you get to some of these bigger guys where you got to kind of play smarter. Yeah. It looks cool. So not much else really happened there. They showed a lot of Watch Dogs too, probably way more than I would have liked. Especially because, which surprises me.
Well, the thing as well is that this game was actually announced before E3. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we kind of saw like bits and pieces of the gameplay before the actual gameplay reveal. Like, the game, you know, it looks okay. I don't know. There's nothing in the game that really strikes me as, oh yeah, this is a game I've got to go and get. But you know, I do like. I think it looks more appealing than the first one. Like, I don't know. It looks like there's like a little bit more to it. But man, I don't know if it's the game for me or not. And
honestly, you know, if you told me this was Watch Dogs DLC, I probably would have believed you.
Right.
It's kind of like that. And the other thing that I'm really surprised about is the fact that Ubisoft got so much flack for Watch Dogs 1 with everything they did. Presentation being just a total outright lie, and everything that came after it. You know, so I'm surprised that they're really doubling down on Watch Dogs, and hopefully it works out for them.
Put a lot of money into it. And another game was the Ghost Recon Wildlands, right? Is that?
Yeah, so I was sort of excited. I'm a little less excited because it looks mission-based and it doesn't look like there's much.
Yeah, I was watching some direct feed, like multiplayer gameplay of it, and just reading and like listening to some impressions of the game. And I don't know if there's going to be enough there to kind of set itself apart from other kind of games like
it's too much typical Ubisoft, you know.
It kind of does have that Ubisoft kind of, you know, shine to it, and
it's kind of like a Far Cry thing where like you have the sense of freedom, but there's not necessarily much you can do with that freedom.
That's the problem with like, I mean, that's just the problem in general. I find with like a lot of the games shown, it kind of just it looks good, but nothing too different for me to kind of be like get excited about. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. But yeah, it was just like a game that kind of was like there, you know, like, oh yeah, that looks like it might be fun. I'm probably going to forget about it and never buy it anyway, so, you know. But.
Well, that's a good qualifier for what they ended on, which was Steep, which is like an extreme sports, not simulator, but it's kind of like do crazy things, find ways to crash, and then share that footage with your friends, or make up challenges. You know what it really reminded me of? It reminded me of Snow.
Oh God, yeah. It kind of did have that vibe to it, but like a more polished,
a less janky Snow. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's going to be one of those games I have to play before maybe I get it.
Definitely looks like one of them games where.
But
it looks like it might be fun. It was weird. It looks like it might be fun.
Yeah, it was weird that they ended the conference on that though.
I'm kind of glad they did because it was like something a bit different, you know. Like I think that and like Grow Up were like the only two games that like really kind of I felt like all right, but it was okay. It was okay. Nothing.
I just don't know if
nothing in there that made me get excited too much.
Yeah, I just don't know if Steep was the way to end it. I don't know if that was the right demographic to be marketing it to, you know, as your main event.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But, you know, maybe they just wanted to like putting that last was a statement on their behalf, like saying get excited for this game, even if people didn't get too excited for it upon initial review, you know.
Speaking of excitement, though, I will say that, as trying to sound as unbiased as possible, I think I was mostly excited for Sony this year because they did such a strong show last year.
Oh, yeah.
And everything that came up until this point was just like, well, it's Sony's to lose, you know?
Yeah.
Because nothing really blew me away throughout the entire run of just conferences.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. You know,
let's get to...
I was going to say, I was nothing like the other conferences had nothing that really blew me away, you know, no moments where I thought, holy shit, you know, so I was pretty excited for Sony's conference, especially because last year Shenmue 3 came back and we all know how, well, hopefully we all know how I feel about that, but yeah, Sony. Yeah.
So yeah, we started very interesting with Sony. Right. We started with a musical piece.
Yeah.
A live orchestra was there, and they scored the entire show
crazy.
Pretty much.
Like, I didn't even realize until like halfway through the first like gameplay trailer. I was like, holy shit, they're actually playing the music for the trailer.
It was beautiful. Just here's the thing, man. I'm just gonna get this out of the way right now. I think Sony has somehow evolved their presentation.
Right.
To make it feel organic and very to the point. Like everything they showed this year, we should probably wait for until the end, but everything they showed this year was just on point, just to it, and it felt very sophisticated, you know, like it respected the gamer. But anyway, so let's start with the first off. Right. So very surprising, because again, maybe this was spoiled in the leak, but it was God of War.
No, there was actually no leaks on the Sony side at all, so they managed to keep everything very secret. So even I had no idea what was coming. And I was like, what? This is God of War? Okay.
This is God of War. And wow. So we mentioned at the start, Microsoft started with Gears of War, and that looked just like Gears of War. The Gears of War that you expect from the game or from the series. Right. God of War has taken a right turn, left turn.
Yeah.
Just 180. Just, I don't even know. This is like an adventure game now or something where you're not yelling and button mashing and beating up naked snake ladies. Right. It's just beautiful, and I'm excited to play it. It reminds me kind of like maybe it's like The Witcher. Like the combat now is less button mashy and more like you have to actually approach combat with some smarts. Yeah. Like you've got to dodge properly, and you know.
This is the thing. Like I've never really given two shits about God of War. You know, never really got into the franchise that much. But I was watching this trailer and I was like, damn man, this actually looks pretty cool. Like pretty good. Like this is like God of War. What the hell? Like
yeah, this is like nothing that God of War was. Like I played through 1, 2. Chains of Olympus, and they're pretty much the same game. They're pretty much interchangeable.
I can imagine, imagine some fans might not be too pleased with this approach, though. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe, maybe. Because I remember when the next God of War came out for the PS3, I was like, man, you know what? I'm tired of God of War, you know. Yeah. But this, I'm just like, man, now I gotta play God of War.
Yeah, it looks good, man. But it looked good.
The final thing I wanted to mention this is, they made me feel bad for Kratos. A man, you're pretty much. He's a huge a-hole.
Yeah, the right dick. Yeah, that's the vibe I got from the trailer.
And he's just like, I'm just like, come on, Kratos, just congratulate the kid for what he did. Damn it, Kratos, don't pull away. Damn it. I'm just like, oh, wow, how am I so invested in Kratos and human emotion in God of War?
Yeah. What I liked about the trailer as well is like, it kept on going. Like you thought it was over, but it actually kept on going like a little bit longer than like I expected it to, and I wasn't even bored. I was like, oh cool, all right, there's more to this. Like excellent, you know. As a person who doesn't really give two shits about God of War, this trailer actually made me interested in God of War, man. It might have been the live orchestra maybe, but
well, I think that can be attributed to pretty much every trailer that they showed with live audio. It just made it so much more impactful. But anyway, speaking of just keep it going, like they just went trailer after trailer after trailer in this presentation.
Hit after hit for me. I was like, damn. So what was next? Was it Days Gone?
So the next thing was Days Gone. So I have a feeling that maybe this started as like some kind of maybe like offshoot of Last of Us,
right?
But then they made it into its own thing, especially because they came back to this at the end of the conference. But it really feels like Sony has sort of picked up on a formula.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna kind of give you some emotional baggage. We're gonna give you a world to sort of run through, but it's not open world. It's not linear. But you know, it's just this.
Yeah.
It's a world that you go through. You know, and it was nice that they sort of just came on and said new game.
Yeah.
You know, just after God of War, new game.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, this looks interesting.
Yeah. And so they moved on from that immediately into something. Oh, finally, Joe. The Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Not only did we get a release date, but they revealed not the only dog, creature, bird thingy in that world. So my question is, what does The Last Guardian refer to? Is it the kid?
Right, yeah.
I don't know. It raised questions.
Yeah, it was cool to see that again. Obviously with the release date. That's pretty cool.
So they moved on after that to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
So they revealed that it's got some RPG elements. It's got it's more of the typical RPG elements with the what do you call it? The discussion wheel thingy, dialogue, whatever. Yeah, a lot of different ways to dispatch your enemies. Yeah. I'm really excited to see more. The taming and the fact that there was like dynamic, destructible environments. I don't know. I'm just
made it
I'm
like,
hyped
oh
for that
yeah,
game.
this is a world I want to explore. You know, like. I'm just so excited for that game. I love dinosaurs and like robots, so like robot dinosaurs, man, like that's like right on my street. I'm really excited for that game. It looks really good. I think they did a really good way of like showing it this year as well.
And then they showed off Detroit.
Yeah.
Apparently David Cage is actually not involved in this game, so that makes me kind of more excited for it, because at first I was like, Quantic Dream, David Cage, what are we gonna get, you know? But apparently David Cage is not involved with this, so
I had no idea what this game was when they were showing it, and I was like, man, this shit looks awesome. Like, what? Like,
I'm really hoping that it's not as binary as things in the past. You know, I really hope that, because I didn't pick up this bullet casing in chapter 1 or part 1, I hope that doesn't define my final decisions at the end. You know, I hope that there's some leeway where things aren't so binary.
It looks interesting, dude. It's like right on my street. It's got that kind of sci-fi setting, you know, a lot of like multiple choice, a lot of like narrative, you know, obviously because of what kind of game it is. But yeah, the trailer got me. I was like, yeah, man, this looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this.
All right, so we moved into some VR stuff, but they started it off in arguably the best way you could have ever started it off, with the reveal of Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Where did this even come? This was like, this was one of the moments in the whole E3 kind of like conferences where I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And the best part about it was like, you're just watching this footage, you know, all this horror related footage. You're like, what? This looks fucking crazy. Like, what is going on? Is this, you know, you're just kind of like going through your head like what game it possibly is.
Yeah. And
then at the end, the Roman numerals of like 7 like flash up on the screen. And you're thinking, oh, this game's called 7. All right, then. And then the fucking Resident Evil logo like merges into it. And it's like, that was like a completely mind-blowing like reveal to me. I loved it, dude. I loved it.
I have to give props to whoever worked on the logo design, because it's not only the Resident Evil 7 part, but if you look at the Biohazard one for Japan, the Z is the 7. So I'm just like, dude, freaking brilliant.
Like, or, you know, we could have a whole other podcast talking about Resident Evil and the gameplay direction it's going in. But the actual reveal itself was just like, yeah, man, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. I loved it, dude.
I will say, though, a little bit of a downside, and I hope this is not the case, but so people have been going crazy on the demo that was released on the same day that this was announced. And at the time of this recording, people have found a mannequin finger and an axe that don't do anything in the demo. But apparently, that unlocks something in the demo. But Capcom has been so, like, inconsistent with their community aspect, where like some people are saying there is something to it, other people are saying there's nothing to it. So I'm hoping that Capcom is not milking this for PR, because that is the best way to ruin the momentum of Resident Evil 7 right now. So
a lot of questions, kind of like the PT demo had. Like, a lot of people trying to work if there's anything more to it, but the actual reveal itself and like everything about it was just like, this is fucking cool. And
the fact that you're going to be able to play that entire game in PlayStation VR pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the final product looks like, though.
Yeah, I'm excited for them.
But on the VR front, there was Farpoint, which looks kind of interesting. It's like some kind of space exploration combat game. Batman Arkham VR. Don't know what that is, but you have my attention. Star Wars VR, pretty cool. You get to fly in an X-wing. Cool. I honestly think that kind of tops. We didn't mention, but Ubisoft talked about Star Trek VR. I think this kind of tops it. I'm sorry to say. Final Fantasy VR, there's going to be some kind of add-on to that. All right, whatever. Okay, so moving on to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Kind of interesting. Probably the first time in a long time I've been interested in Call of Duty gameplay. Still probably not going to play it because it's just not my bag anymore. Realistic shooters, even in space. I wish they'd
stop giving me reasons to jump back in. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to play Call of Duty, but it looked good.
Dude, did you see the space battle that transitioned right into...
I did.
quote-unquote ground battle?
A lot of people didn't realize this was like Call of Duty, dude. Like, it was like, what? This is Call of Duty? But I kind of clicked on like straight away. I was like, oh, this is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And like, it looks good, dude. I don't want to play it though. Leave me alone. Let me play Titanfall 2 or something, man. I don't care. Please. But yeah, it does look really good, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing more on that game and seeing how it turns out.
Yeah. And the hype train kept rolling, and again, this was just trailer to trailer to trailer to trailer to trailer to announcements and all this. Biggest announcement, I think, the return of Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah, Crash Remastered, 1, 2, and Warped.
Yeah, I played all the originals. I'm really excited to see what they do with the
It was kind of a bit of a troll there because I thought, oh my god, they're getting out a new Crash Bandicoot? Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
I have a feeling that Activision are doing this as a way to test the waters if a new Crash is actually worth investing in.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna see, especially with the addition to Skylanders, I think you're trying to test just how marketable Crash still is.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. Now, moving on to something that was even more hype than that. Actually, I'm looking at the list. We have the Troll King himself, Hideo Kojima.
Man, this was awesome, dude. Like, it was so good to see him on stage.
So we have to talk a bit. First off, let's talk about the build-up. So Jeff Keighley had Hideo Kojima on his E3 talk, and he apparently asked Kojima, "Are you showing anything?" And he straight up told Jeff Keighley no, while wearing a shirt that teased the game he announced at PlayStation's conference. I'm like, damn, dude.
You know Kojima now, you just know not to trust anything he says. When I saw that t-shirt saying DS with the strands like hanging from it, I was like, that must be a reference to something. You know what Kojima's like. But yeah, man, it was so good.
So we saw the debut of, I guess, his next game. It's called Death Stranding.
It was amazing. He came out on stage and he's like, I'm back.
I'm back.
It was so funny. It was like the funniest thing I've ever seen. And man, let's just talk about the trailer because like Kojima makes the best fucking trailers ever. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Some of my favorite trailers ever are like trailers like that Kojima has done. And this was like no exception for me. It was just so good. Music choice was amazing as always.
Oh, yeah.
And like, man, just the intrigue and like, this is the kind of stuff I like. This is the kind of stuff I love to like. Why I watch E3. I don't want to watch E3 and see the fucking 7th, open world game from Ubisoft where you're kind of shooting people. That does nothing for me these days. But this trailer, man, like, there's just so much to it. It was like so mysterious. Like, you didn't know it was gonna be there. Like, the whole thing was like just completely like unexpected. It was like, what is going on in this trailer? Why is Daryl from The Walking Dead naked? There's so many questions, but like that's all I need, man. I was like, this trailer was so good. I think it was actually one of Kojima's best trailers that he's ever like released. Even though we know, that's the funny thing though, because we don't know jack shit about the game, really. We know literally nothing.
Yeah. And
then the title came up, Death Stranded, and you're like, oh, fuck. This is amazing. I can't wait for this game. And I know fuck all about it.
Yeah. It was definitely, I would say it's one of his most intriguing trailers to date. Like, 100%. A lot of his other trailers, obviously, he's worked on Metal Gear for so long. Pretty much everything he released is for Metal Gear. So this is really the first time we're unsure of where Kojima is going, because now I'm pretty sure he has creative free reign to do whatever he wants. And between the talk about his logo being a reference to the game, and this, it's like, so, you know, there are so many things you can pull from this. The visuals, like, people say that Kojima is just throwing things at the wall and seeing whatever, you know, but it seems like there are ways to connect everything that they're showing, you know.
That's what it gets people talking, man. People have about a trailer like, oh, what did the you know, the kind of equations on like the dog tags mean, and you know, why has he got like a baby, and like why is he floating people, like what is going on, like why is it called Death Stranding? And the good thing about it is that in the follow-up interviews, Kojima never really tells you what they're about, and that's like the best thing.
Well, I mean, it's quintessential Kojima.
100%.
Like, this is Kojima sort of
and
unleashed.
And
so
Sony's given him free reign to do exactly what he wants. Like in a follow-up interview I read, you know, Sony said to him, do what you want. You don't have to pitch a game. You know, obviously he has to show him what he's going to do. But you know, they're just saying, you know, do what you want. And I'm pretty excited to see what Kojima does when he can do what he wants.
Basically, if you're confused and frustrated about the fact that you're confused about what you just saw, congratulations, you just got Kojima, because that's Kojima.
You just gotta embrace it, man. You just be like, what the fuck did I just watch? That is awesome.
Even when you watch a 15-minute trailer about Metal Gear and you come away confused, congratulations, you still got Kojima. That's pretty much the deal.
Yeah, that was actually my highlight of probably E3.
Yeah, I think that was the highlight for a lot of people, especially considering everything that has happened with Kojima over the past year. It's just so good that someone, and I didn't care who it was, I'm just glad one of the major companies picked him up and said, do what you want, man, you know. So I'm just happy to see Kojima still at it, still weird as always.
What else to say, you know, we've got the trailer, we've got that trailer.
Yeah.
That's it, that's its own thing. Now I'm just waiting until another year or two until we get more information about the actual game, and I'm just excited.
Yeah. I just want to see what it actually plays like.
Yeah. Could be 2 or 3 years away, but we'll see.
Yeah. So the final thing on my list was we're getting a new Spider-Man game by Insomniac Studios.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Which
should be interesting.
Really cool.
Yeah, man.
I felt like Sunset Overdrive was very Spider-Man-esque in the way that you moved throughout the world. So I'm kind of excited. I really hope that, you know, we can get another Spider-Man 2 someday.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man, dude. And I've always had a fascination with Spider-Man games. Like, I've always had an interest in Spider-Man games, like, because Spider-Man has always been my favorite kind of superhero since I was like really, really young. And man, it's kind of nice to see the game in the hands of, like, everything that's surrounding this game sounds like they're trying to make a fucking good Spider-Man game. So I'm looking forward to see what actually comes of it.
I mean, they didn't show much of it, but you know, it's nice to know that a competent studio is working on it. So so I mean, I think that about wraps up Sony's press conference. And again, as I said, probably the best conference of them all.
It was just like hit after hit, you know, like just for me, I was just like, really, it was just new games. That's what excites people at E3. You know, a lot of people criticize Sony for kind of announcing games that aren't set to release until like next year or whatever, but
but that is technically what E3 used to be about. It's not about the now, it's about what you can expect coming up.
It was the only conference where I wasn't bored, to put it blunt. Like, I just thought, damn, man, this is, you know, the Resident Evil 7 reveal, like, holy fuck, that like got me. And then the Kojima thing, that just made the conference. That was just awesome. And a lot of cool games kind of sandwiched in between. Yeah, it was really good stuff, I thought. Yeah,
I felt like during Sony's conference, I wasn't being talked to. I was being treated as sort of a guest in what they are going to be bringing to the table. It was, you know, as a presentation piece, you know, which was something that a lot of the other companies decided are still sort of in the mindset of a business where, like, they're trying to talk at you, trying to tell you why you should be excited. Sony was just more like, we'll show you why you should be excited. But I know that some people don't like that, I guess, you know, but I really enjoyed the way that Sony did their presentation this year. I don't think they can repeat it next year, but for a change of pace, I really appreciated what they did. So overall, I think that this year was very strong. It wasn't there wasn't a lot of wow factors.
Yeah.
But I felt like every company sort of brought their guns, except EA.
Yeah.
You know, EA might want to. I feel like maybe the reason they went on so early on Sunday is because Monday has become an overcrowded day of conferences, and they don't want to go to Nintendo, which we didn't even cover because all they did was talk about Zelda.
Which did look good,
but yeah, I don't know. Nintendo has just totally checked out. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Right.
You got.
Did you not like what you saw of the new Zelda game?
I didn't see much because, again, that one happened super early and I couldn't be bothered. But from what I saw, I don't know. It's the problem with me is I was excited for Skyward Sword. Then when I saw it in action, I was just like, I don't know. So at this point, I'm very cautious about Zelda. And, you know, so we'll see.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay. I watched the demo and stuff, and, you know, it looks good.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a Zelda fan, I'm sure it looks amazing, and like you should be pretty excited for it.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah.
I think that's actually a good way to sum up this E3 was if you're a fan of certain things, the companies brought it for you. Yeah. You know. And you know, this will definitely fuel the flame wars between console fanboys. But you know, I'm glad that they at least have ammunition to fire at one another, I guess is the best way to put that. Yeah,
well, that's the only thing. Like you and me, you know, I don't own a PS4 or an Xbox One, you know. Yeah. So I haven't really got like a favorite. I don't really think like that when it comes to games. But for me, yeah, man, Sony's conference was more interesting to me by far. Yeah. But overall, I thought the whole day of like conferences was like really good. I thought everyone was pretty solid. And yeah, I feel like it's been a good year for E3. I don't think anything will ever top last year when Shenmue 3 got announced, but that's for like bias reasons. But, you know, seeing that new Kojima trailer, that was just fucking awesome, dude. I was really into that. You know, I'm a big fan of Metal Gear, and I was really excited to see what Kojima's going to do. And
yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. We've been talking quite a while, and we've come to the end of the lovely E3 journey. Yeah, it's been a crazy week of just video games.
If you are like, you know, just, you know, obviously if you're listening to us, obviously you're probably into games, and it's a really good time just to be like a fan and just like have it as a hobby, really. Yeah, there's so much cool stuff, man.
Yeah. So for you lovely listeners out there, would love to know what you guys thought of E3. You know what? Let's make this a little more dramatic. Who did you think won E3?
Oh no. Yeah.
Try to keep it civil if, you know. But anyway, I would love to know what you guys think, what you guys thought, games you're most excited about, games you're disappointed weren't there. I know some people were probably really disappointed to not see Beyond Good and Evil.
Maybe you was actually at E3 this year, you know, maybe.
Yeah, if you were at E3, tested anything, what did you enjoy playing?
Did you go to the first ever porn booth in history of E3? Let us know, you know.
Oh, you know, I saw some like clips of people wearing it, and they're like, "Oh, this is great." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, all the people like, as soon as the camera got like focused on them, just like looking away in shame. Yeah.
Hey, man, you know what? VR porn might be the future. So who knows?
I couldn't imagine just like testing it out in a big room full of people. Now I'd feel a bit weird, you know. I don't know, man.
They should have complimentary towels where you can just wrap yourself in a towel if...
Yeah, they need to give people like bags of ice just to make sure nothing happens when you're like watching this stuff. But yeah. Anyway,
I'm surprised they didn't have... I'm surprised they didn't have like a private booth or something. But I guess some questionable things might have happened if they did that. So.
Oh, good point. God.
Anyway, let's not try to think about people masturbating at a convention. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. All right, so with that lovely image burned in your retinas and your brains, be sure to leave your thoughts and comments, not about masturbating at a convention, but everything else video game related. Right. But anyway, that'll do it for our special E3 podcast. We will be doing another drop pod next week. Right. So we get double the pleasure, double the fun. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for listening.
See you later, guys.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.